Hey guys, welcome back. This is your host Phil from underKG.com, and today we're going to learn pretty much everything about the new iPad Pro 11 inches, the third generation of the iPad Pro. Now, it's a pretty clean looking device with the retro flat look with slim bezels all around the display. It's not edge to edge necessarily, but it does have a lot slimmer bezel than the predecessor. It's also very slim and light, and on the way of achieving that, they replaced the lightning port to the USB-C port, and they got rid of the headphone jack. And making it slim, unfortunately, means that it's a less sturdier device than the other ones. So there is the new Bendgate. So when you look at it this way, this is slightly bent. Not a biggie, but something that you certainly not expect from a $799 device. Oh, and by the way, it has a whole lot of magnets on the back, so it sticks to the metal surfaces like your fridge. And before anything else, let's talk about the display. Instead of the 10.5 inches, they enlarged it to 11 inches while managing the overall dimension almost the same. They call this the liquid retina display. It still has an incredible color accuracy while also having the True Tone feature that reads out the surrounding color temperature and matches the screen's color temperature to it. Another big plus on the Pro lineup is the True Motion 120Hz display, which is massively different from the 60Hz display found in the most other tablets, including the vanilla iPad. So even if you don't play games, simple scrolling around the menus are a lot smoother than other devices. And running all these features is the latest chipset from Apple, A12X Bionic. It's got neural engine built inside used for features like Face ID Unlock right there. Now, the Face ID Unlock works with any orientation, but the thing is, it's a tablet and it has to see you. The sensor has to see you. So when it's lying down flat, you either have to put your face to it or you have to lift your tablet so it can see you. It really wasn't that much of a problem with the phone because you usually have to lift your phone to use it, but as a tablet with the screen big enough, this seldom was a bit annoying to lift the device every time I wanted to use it. Now, the performance itself is without needing to say incredibly fast. Launching the app, closing that, and switching between all those apps were incredibly fast, and just like the last generation iPad Pro, I had no issue whatsoever. Hardcore 3D gaming and even 4K video editing is a breeze. Technically speaking, this is faster than most of the PCs out there. But in order to utilize your iPad Pro fully, you need a set of accessories. The first one being the Apple Pencil. Second generation that sticks onto the device with the cool animation and the battery charging percentage. Just as always, you can write with it, you can draw with it, and you can tap onto the screen and get right into the notes so you can jot whatever that was into your mind. And also the new feature where you can tap twice on the pen to change the tools. I'm sorry, I'm not much of an artist nor a note taker, so I can't really tell you much about it, but it does feel very natural, and pressure sensitivity feels really good with the sketch features and everything, if you can tolerate the even more expensive pricing of $129. And the next accessory you need is the Smart Keyboard Folio. So it looks just like the previous generation Smart Keyboard, and it attaches to your iPad with the pogo pin on the back. You can use it with two angles, there or there. And just like the Apple Pencil, this is also pricey at $179. If you don't like that, you can use the Bluetooth keyboard or the USB-C wired keyboard or the Type A keyboard through the wired adapter. Now, this one does work as a rear cover, so you don't have to buy a separate silicone cover anymore. But then, unlike the third-party devices, it doesn't have the row of hotkeys, so no volume control, no straightforward access to the home screen, nor any other shortcuts. Of course, you can hold your command button for your set of features that Apple predefined for you, but still isn't much of a feature-rich keyboard. Anyway, once you have all these, you're ready for all the Pro features of the iPad Pro. Sure, you can use it without all these, but then what's the point of getting the Pro? Okay, now that we're ready, let's talk about the software. It's got iOS, that is the same one that you see on your older iPads or the iPhone. Since they removed the home button, now it relies on the gesture bar. So you can swipe up to go home, swipe and hold for the multitasking screen. You can swipe that bar to switch between the apps, or you can pull up a little bit to bring out the dock without going to the home screen. And of course, there's the usual split screen and the picture-in-picture with the Netflix. Simply put, you can use it just like the other iPhones or the iPads, and that is precisely the problem. All right, the apps are getting better. There's more advanced apps like full-feature Photoshop that is coming very soon, but overall, they're far more limited than an actual computer. Let's say that you're done editing your file, but you can't just connect your USB-C printer to print your file. You can't just connect a mouse, and you can't just connect your iPhone to make a local iPhone backup because your iCloud is full. The lack of mouse support especially was problematic for me because I use the mouse a lot. I type, I click on something, I copy and paste. Of course, most of the things can be done through the touchscreen, but then I have to lift my arm every time because I have to touch the screen physically, when that could have simply been done with the trackpad, trackpoint, or mouse, or any kind of pointing device support. Of course, I do have an Apple Pencil that I can use to tap on most of the things, with the big exception of the navigation bar. I can't do that. So for those, I have to lift my arm and use my finger. I'm sure that's probably due to writing feature of the Apple Pencil, so you don't accidentally slide up to lose all your drawing, but I would love to have an option to operate this with Apple Pencil. And also, since we're talking about the capabilities, the USB-C port. I do love and appreciate the fact that they replaced the proprietary port to the standard USB-C port, but it still has very limited capabilities. There's no native USB storage support. You can import, but only with limited formats in limited format of name in specifically named folders. 4K monitors, Ethernet adapters, and microphones are supported, and you can use it to charge other devices, but most important thing, the USB flash drive, USB external storage is still unsupported. Next up, we move into the camera department where it's got f1.8 12 megapixel sensor. Compared to the last generation, they dropped the OIS, and instead of the 6 elements lens, now it only has 5 elements for the lens, probably to make the device even thinner. Now, it still has one of the best cameras on tablets, and the 7 megapixels front-facing camera with the true depth support is just as great. This one even has full-feature portrait modes starting from the natural light, studio, contour, stage, and stage light mono, not to mention the support for the Animoji and Memoji. I love the audio department even better. It's got 2 speakers on the bottom or right, depending on the orientation, and 2 more on top. These are super loud in volume, rich in bass, and details are just incredible. These speakers are nowhere to be compared with any other thing on the market. And to give that, they killed the headphone jack. Now you have to use a Bluetooth headset or the USB-C adapter that is sold separately for $9. Something that Apple calls courage or innovation. And despite the slim body, it's got enough battery capacity. It gave me around 8 to 9 hours of screen on time, just as good as the last generation. And finally, Apple has included the fast charger in the packaging. It comes with 18 watts of fast charger. With this charger, half an hour is going to give you 31%, an hour for 53%, hour and a half for 75%, 2 hours for 90%, 2.5 for 97%, and 2 hours and 40 minutes-ish for fully charging the device. Of course, the higher capacity chargers are going to charge it faster. And now that I told you this much, it's time for a conclusion. The iPad Pro is an amazing device, perhaps the best iPad ever. But just like the previous models, you'll have to fit into that very small pool of demographics to make it worth of that $799 price. Or more like $1107 price with that $129 Apple Pencil and $179 of smart keyboard Folio with double angles included. In short, I believe you'll have to be in the creative industry, like the web designer, the artist, comic drawer, basically utilizing the pen very much in your workflow. If you don't, just get a laptop with that much money. Few other recommendations. If you're a student who jot a lot with the iPad specific apps, then get the vanilla iPad. The latest iPad 9.7 also supports the Apple Pencil Generation 1. If you're a content consumer, not a creator, but still wants that slick body with that 120 Hz of the promotion display with the True Tone feature, then get the last iPad Pro 10.5. It's still very good. It's still good enough. Aside from all these logical reasons, I'm also tired of bent devices. This is not the first one. There was the iPhone 6, the last iPad, and now this $799 device is also bent, and they're calling this normal. And trust me, they're not going to call this normal when you try to get it serviced. And they're constantly one-upping the price by calling something Pro and the other one Vanilla, while they used to update the device with the same price and cut down on the last generation device's price. Don't get me wrong, it's a good tablet, and probably one of the best tablets available right now. But not for me with this limited capability despite the outrageous pricing, and probably not for you either. $799 starting price is not acceptable for some YouTube consumption. So that was a quick look on the new iPad Pro 11 inches or the iPad Pro 3rd generation. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments. You can always meet us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. We'll see you guys later. Ciao.